Iago Aspas. A player of Iago Aspas' quality for a fee of around £9 million should, in theory, have no place in a 7 of worst signings, but that's how bad his time at Anfield was. The diminutive forward arrived on Merseyside for a little under £10 million off the back of an impressive debut campaign in La Liga, in which he had scored 12 goals in 34 games for Celta Vigo. He was the only forward signed by Brendan Rodgers in the summer of 2013, and he was totally different in makeup to the forward he replaced, Andy Carroll. Aspas was totally different to Carroll in terms of style, but pretty similar in terms of effectiveness. In fact, he was a fair bit less effective, failing to score in 14 Premier League appearances and scoring only once in 15 appearances in all competitions. Lots of talented players need a season to adapt to life in the Premier League, but Aspas would never get that opportunity. He returned to Spain with Sevilla, with Liverpool taking around a £4 to £5 million hit on the sale. Despite his struggles, Aspas almost picked up a Premier League winners' medal during his time at Anfield, and had he managed to chip in with a few goals, the club might have pipped Man City to the title. Aspas spent just a season with Sevilla before returning to his spiritual home of Celta Vigo, where he has since scored 97 goals in 183 games, as one of the most prolific and consistent goal scorers in Spanish football. Mario Balotelli. I came oh so close to putting Mario Balotelli top of this 7, but I will soon explain why I didn't. The Italian international joined Liverpool for £16 million in 2014, following a decent season at AC Milan. It was a much anticipated return to the Premier League, with Balotelli seemingly having unfinished business following his temperamental stint at Manchester City. The former Inter Milan man showed few signs of having matured at Anfield though, and he was in fact much less effective than he had been for the citizens. Balotelli looked slow, laborious, and a million miles away from the man that he had replaced, Luis Suarez. While Suarez had so often grabbed a game at the scruff of the neck and made it his own, Balotelli was constantly complaining about the service he received, which, in fairness, didn't really suit his game. In his only season at Anfield, Balotelli scored 1 goal in 16 Premier League games, and 4 goals in 28 games in all competitions. He spent the following season on loan at AC Milan before joining Ligue 1 side Nice on a free transfer. Not only did Balotelli cost Liverpool £16 million up front, plus being one of their highest earners, I actually think they would have been even better off in that season if the club didn't have him on the pitch, even if it meant playing Fabio Borini or Ricky Lambert on a regular basis. A truly dreadful signing. Andy Carroll. Liverpool paid £35 million for Andy Carroll. That's all. No, in all seriousness, Liverpool paid £35 million for Andy Carroll and sold him for £15 million plus a £2 million loan fee, so they lost £18 million on him in total, which is roughly equivalent to the economics involved in the Mario Balotelli deal, where the Reds lost a little over £16 million. Andy Carroll scored 6 goals in 44 Premier League games for Liverpool and 11 goals in 58 games at all competitions, which is a pretty dreadful record, but nonetheless better than Mario Balotelli's at the club. It is for that reason that I nearly put Balotelli top, but here's why I didn't. Balotelli is among the world's most mercurial talents, sometimes brilliant, sometimes useless. As much as he didn't fit Liverpool's system, had he bagged a hat-trick on his debut and felt the love of the Anfield crowd, who knows what he could have done. He certainly had the talent to become a 20 or even 30 goal a season striker in the Premier League and justify that £16 million price tag. I don't believe that Andy Carroll could ever justify the £35 million that Liverpool paid for him, which remains one of the most ludicrous pieces of business ever seen in the world of football. I can think of few transfers that have made almost everyone with any knowledge of football collectively do a double take and check whether they read the numbers correctly. 9 years on, yes you did. It really was £35 million, and that makes Andy Carroll the worst Liverpool signing of the last 10 years, and perhaps of all time.